what's up, everybody? So, first of all, I want to say thank you to all of you guys showing mad love and encouragement to Big Mike. He needs it. You know, this is a very difficult process, and it's not easy to put yourself out there when you don't look your best and feel your best. And he's putting himself out there. I hope a lot of you guys are picking up on who need to lose weight or whatever, are, you know, incorporating some of this training into your protocol. And also some of you trainers out there, I hope that you guys are, you know, taking heed to some of the tactics and stuff that we're doing with Big Mike. I got my brother Torbati here, and you guys see the training all day long, but you guys don't really have any insight on the nutrition component. So Sean's going to get into some of that, because we're not just training him. And I've seen comments, people asking about his nutrition, his diet, supplementation. So I think it's time for us to talk about that.
We have to, because for any of you out there who are following along because you're interested in doing this yourself, you need to know that busting your ass in the gym, like Mike is having Big Mike do, it's part of the equation. It sets the stage. But what you do nutritionally, what you eat on a daily basis, is what's going to give you your results. Not only in terms of your weight loss, but also your overall health.
Right.
So we built a plan for Big Mike to not only take body fat and weight off of him, but also to start building in long-term health, because we don't want him in shape but to die in 5-10 years. We want him in shape and to live a long and healthy life.
Right.
Brain health, heart health,
right.
Everything. We want him operating at his best. So we built a plan that was for that. Now, what Mike and I talked about before we even started was we wanted to build in a diet where we could start him somewhere sustainable, because this is a guy who hasn't been on track nutritionally to this point. He's been trying here and there, right? Like we learned in his interview, he's been doing little things right, but for the most part, he's been messing up. So I didn't want to jump in and start him with too low of a calorie intake. That's a mistake a lot of you will make. You'll jump in with your calories being too low, trying to get a quick result. And there's nothing wrong with a jump start. However, if your calories are too low, you'll probably end up overeating, and you'll probably end up getting stuck sooner in your weight loss journey.
Yeah, you'll binge.
Yeah, you'll binge because your body is trying to counteract you. It thinks you're dying or starving. So at the first sign of you having a bad day, a rough day, anything emotional happening, or just being in the wrong circumstance where you're at a party with friends or you're out to eat and you're hungry, you're gonna go off the deep end. So I wanted to avoid all that for Big Mike, because you're training him regularly and I'm checking in with him via text message for his nutrition, but we're not with him all the time. So we put him on a diet that was 2,900 calories to start with a nice distribution of protein, carbohydrate, and fat. We put enough protein in there to make sure we keep his muscle, because Mike does have a lot of body fat. However, as we were talking about this morning, he's got some muscle too. He moves pretty well. We don't want to lose any of that. As we start taking that muscle off, that body fat off, we don't want to lose any muscle.
Right.
So we built him a plan that is 5 meals, but one of them is not really a meal. It's his ritual in the morning when he wakes up. So 4 really whole food meals that allows his body to start getting on track to running correctly. So when you're as overweight as he is to start, you have what's really known as metabolic syndrome. Mm-hmm. That's what they call it, or syndrome X. And it affects over 2/3 of the American population, unfortunately. It's where your metabolism just is not functioning right. So anything that we do won't work as well. So
I'm gonna a quick pointer for all you guys. No bullshit. I'm not trying to get it all super serious and dark on y'all, but people are dying left and right over diabetes and heart disease based on food, overeating. And something I've been studying a lot lately is like metabolic syndrome and insulin, and it all goes hand in hand. So you guys do this little tactic. When you're about to eat something, just Google that food product, whatever you're eating, and look up the glycemic index.
Yeah.
Just to see if it's on a high end of the spectrum or the low end of the spectrum. Because you want to stay away from the stuff that's on a high end, because that is the stuff that's really spiking your insulin every time you eat it.
More important, that's even more important for snack foods.
Exactly.
When you're eating them on their own.
Yeah. Right. So look at that stuff. It's important, because if you're eating food with a high glycemic index, your body is not dealing with insulin properly. You know what I'm saying? So, and you don't want that, because that's when people start getting diabetic, pre-diabetic, and you don't have to be overweight to be diabetic.
And it's super cyclical, guys, meaning people who are overweight tend to be overweight because they eat these types of foods. But then when they eat these types of foods, their body can't handle them. You see the paradigm here, the problem here is that one leads to the other. Your body's inability to process it is caused by the fact that you eat it. Right. One leads to the other, and it's a very bad cycle. Right. So we came in and immediately put Mike on a health-oriented meal plan to get his metabolism firing. It's like detailing an old car, because this is a guy who has a lot of good things going for him, but he's just very overweight. So we wanted to reestablish that. Eventually, we are going to work towards putting him on an intermittent fasting, 1 meal a day type of an approach. But it's very important that we bridge that gap with just getting his metabolic machinery, if you will, working correctly.
Right. All right, so what do we got here?
So the diet again that we put him on, it's a 2,900 calorie diet with about 220 grams of protein a day. Now again, protein is the macronutrient that's most important for staying full, keeping your body satiated so you're not going off the deep end. And also, protein plays a role of keeping insulin levels steady. It's the chaperone of the other nutrients in your body. So gave him enough protein to keep his muscle. Okay. Then we balance out his carbohydrates and fat. He has about 320 grams of carbohydrates a day. Now, it sounds like a lot, but keep in mind, he's 300 pounds. So we had to start him at a level to support the intense exercise that he's now going to be doing with Mike. And that's actually not that much for a guy like him. And he is losing weight every week right now. So that's our starting point. And then fat, we set it at an appropriate level to maintain his hormone function, his joint function, his libido and sexual function. All these things have to be factored in, about 90 grams a day. So that's his starting point. We're gonna measure him up today. He's made some great progress thus far. I'm gonna check his body fat and we're gonna make adjustments again. Again, the training's a huge part of this. You gotta stay consistent with it and you gotta push yourself and progress further. That's what Mike's job is, and keeping him motivated and on track. My job is to make the adjustments to the diet as we go along so he keeps losing body fat.
Right, that's the main thing. And tip to trainers out there, you guys, I'm gonna give y'all a couple tips. Track everything, track your people's progress. It's not about weight, it's about how much muscle your body's carrying, how much body fat your body's carrying. You want the muscle to be going up while the fat is coming down. If the muscle is going down while your weight is going down, the fat is probably not moving that much, right? So, and the protein intake is important with that, and the training. Now, track everything, track everything. I even tracked, when I was a trainer as a profession, I even tracked the actual performance, like what they can do. You know, their max rep on this, their max rep on that. How fast can they sprint this amount of time? You know, how many plates can he push on a prop? I tracked everything, pull-ups, everything. Track all of that stuff. All of that stuff matters. All right.
So here, I mean, I'm gonna go business on you guys. If you're a trainer, if you're not tracking your clients' successes and progress, how can you prove to them that they need you?
Right.
You have to show them that you're demonstrating progress for them. Otherwise, they could get no results on their own.
Right.
They need you to show them how to get results.
Exactly.
Same thing for me as a nutritionist. I have to track that body fat, that weight, how he's feeling, how he's looking, so I can make adjustments based on that.
Right.
That's just doing your job.
No, 100%. So let's get into the supplements that we got on.
Right. We want to make sure, again, our goal is not just weight loss here. It's having a body that's functioning at its very best, including the mind. And Ambrosia products are all meant for that particular. This is why Mike and I came together. Sports nutrition, building muscle, being strong, these are great things. But our bigger focus right now is helping the world be healthier, helping you guys feel better every day, truly, because just being shredded or just being strong doesn't mean you're healthy. We want you guys to be healthy. And so this is actually a supplementation approach that any of you guys can take and implement, and it will make you healthier and it will make you feel better all day and operate better, get more out of your life. Whereas traditional sports nutrition supplements, sometimes they're geared towards a lifestyle that is not healthy and takes away from the rest of your life, right? We're trying to add value to your life. So start them off.
All right, so first off, we have his cup of coffee. We have Pachamama. Now, Pachamama is our coffee, and I'm gonna tell you a little story about this. When we first initially started talking about the possibilities of us doing coffee and the connections that we had in Peru, we're all individually diving into research, and I'm trying to learn everything I can about coffee outside of the basic stuff that I knew. One thing that I'm sure you remember this, I'm watching the TED Talks one night, and this guy's talking about how most coffee that we drink is not fresh. So when we get coffee, it's usually there's some caffeine in it, but the real powerful antioxidant properties that it has and everything else that's really good for you is gone. We don't ever get that because, people are in a, it's to make money, so they're getting coffee is being stored for months upon months upon months.
Making huge quantities.
Huge quantities, because the more, when in business, when you provide certain product, when you have products, the more that you get manufactured, the cheaper you get it for. So it's in companies' best interest to produce a lot at one time. So we talked about it. Sean was like, well, why don't we just do raw coffee beans and do small runs? So that's how we eliminated that problem, so that you guys, because just regular coffee's fine. You get a little bit of a caffeine kick. Nobody's complaining about an antioxidant because they don't know that coffee provides that. But knowing that, I don't feel good about not providing that. You know what I mean? So we went ahead and covered that for you guys. And also, this is all from one farm, single source farming. A lot of coffee that you guys get, I don't care whatever popular brands are out there, it's like a hot dog. It's beans from all over the place. You know what I mean? So
that's a great analogy.
It is like a hot dog. So ours is not. It's from one farm, one family that we deal with in Peru. We're actually planning a trip out there to go and, show some love and some support out there, and just to soak up the energy and the vibe, and maybe do some content out there in Peru.
And this farm is 12 hours away from any real major city, meaning the soil is not contaminated with any types of pollution, the water's uncontaminated, the land is fertile and not like riddled with any types of pesticides or anything.
Right.
That's particularly why we chose this exact farm that we wanted to work with.
100%.
As well as being fair trade too. So like the workers who grow it, and people know about blood diamonds now at this point,
right,
but they don't understand how bad the coffee market is as well. It's driven by a lot of slave or slave-like labor where the conditions are unbearable. So we didn't want to support that either. With the, you're drinking coffee every day and enjoying it. It's how you start your day. You don't want to start your day with a cup of slavery and indentured servitude.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
So we wanted to have that.
Yeah.
And the nutrients you're talking about that go away. Just like, antioxidants is a word that we hear a lot, but particularly there's one called BDNF, a nutrient that boosts brain function significantly. And it's only found in fresh coffee, and it's dying off literally by the day after it's roasted. So when you buy a bag of Pachamama, when you're drinking it, it's no more than a week or two old. That's it, because we only run a limited number at a time every couple of weeks. And yeah, we pay a premium for that, and it does cost a little bit more. So if that's something that you are interested in, getting more out of each cup of coffee, this is a coffee that you're gonna enjoy.
Right, 100%. So we have him putting his Ritual in his coffee. Ritual is what you're doing is basically putting exogenous ketones in your coffee and you're drinking it, okay? People are doing the MCT and butter and all of this stuff in their coffee, and that's all fine and dandy. But we took care of all of that. So this is a sugar-free, non-dairy creamer, right? Essentially, it could be used as a creamer, sweetener, the whole nine, but it's also, you're getting your ketones. So you're giving your brain the fuel that it needs.
And your body.
And your brain and your body the fuel that it needs. It's just setting your day off perfectly, okay? So this stuff is good. Like, this is actually our best seller, like legit, you know what I mean? But I'm not here trying to pitch that. I'm just letting you guys know what we're giving, what we have Big Mike doing every morning. So right now he's starting out with Ritual and his coffee. And you don't have to drink coffee to drink Ritual. You can drink it with hot water or cold water, because it'll taste like coffee anyway. You know what I mean? So.
And if you don't like coffee, we have an orange juice flavor.
We have an orange juice flavor as well.
So now, nutritionally speaking, why is he starting his day with this? So I'll get into that. We are very big on the idea of waking up in the morning and not eating immediately, not consuming a whole food meal or even a protein shake with multiple ingredients in it. Why is that? When you wake up in the morning, there is a host of hormonal functions going on in your body. Growth hormone, testosterone if you're a guy, things are moving around, cortisol, all these hormones are being released in the morning. If you eat, you start impairing the ability of those hormones to work through their normal process, and you start releasing insulin and messing up this functional cycle. Normally, evolutionarily, or even like in the not so distant past, we didn't wake up in the morning and have food. We had to go get it. We had to go find that shit if we wanted to eat it. So there was some natural time built in for these hormones to take their process. That's not the case right now. Obviously, we can just walk to the kitchen or whatever, or go to Starbucks, allowing an hour or two at minimum, even if you don't do intermittent fasting, allowing an hour or so after you wake up before you actually eat some whole food, even if you want to eat breakfast, quote unquote, is the best idea I could ever give you. So if you take something from this video, implementing a morning period where you just wake up in the morning, drink some hot water, some tea, coffee, put Ritual in it if you want to jumpstart your morning. That's the best way you can start your day. And that's what I tell people about Ritual, and that's what Big Mike is experiencing right now. Ritual is the best way to start your day.
Right.
That's it.
Okay. Now, you want to get into the rest?
Yeah. So after his training session, we're having him do a shake, and the shake will have Planta and OS in it. OS is supercharging your recovery.
They don't know about Planta.
Yeah, I'm trying to gloss over it.
All right, but I'm going to hop in.
Yeah.
Planta anyway. Planta is our plant-based protein. It's a vegan protein. I mean, you're getting just as much protein as whey protein. It's non-dairy.
Same amino acid profile.
I stopped drinking whey protein before I stopped eating meat, okay? Because I am somewhat lactose intolerant. I get bloaty from dairy, you know what I mean? So if you don't have to be a vegan, you don't have to be a vegetarian to consume plant-based protein. Now, a lot of plant-based protein does not taste good. It's real gritty. You know, it tastes like vegan protein.
Dirt.
This, I'm telling you guys, is good. I'm not even gonna get into the hyperbole about it. It's fucking good. October 1st, we're dropping it, okay?
Big Mike has been one of our pilot subjects using it, loving it. It's a part of his daily routine. Gets him the protein he needs, no digestive distress. That's very important for staying on track. If you have an upset stomach, you're also more likely to break your diet too, because you don't want to keep doing something that's hurting you. So we wanted to have him drink the right source of protein, and that's Planta. Very excited to bring that forward for you guys. And we haven't put OS in it. Why is OS important? We named this product particularly because of the fact that Mike is notorious for training the body to its limits and then going beyond them. Now that's a great thing for adaptation. It increases your results, your strength, your endurance, and your mental capacity. But we want to deal with the immune system suppression that can kind of come from that. Overtraining or pushing your body beyond its limits is the best thing you can do for results physically, but it does suppress white cell blood count a little bit, and it does suppress your NK cell, which is natural killer cells. Your body's like immune system mercenaries. It suppresses them a little bit. OS boosts that back up and helps your muscles recover faster. So you can get in the gym faster again. And if you travel a lot, you have kids, the winter is coming up, the holidays are coming up where people get sick a lot, OS is something that can help prevent a lot of that.
Right.
So we have him do those two together after he trains. And then Nectar and Mental Jewels.
I mean, favorite product right here, and favorite product, but Mental Jewels is, I mean, what can I say? Anyway, I'm not gonna get in, we gotta go make Big Mike.
Yeah.
We're going, see, we so passionate about this. You see how deep we go on every product. Anyway, Mental Jewels this is very special to me, to us. This is our first product. Anyway, Mental Jewels is a nootropic. A nootropic is a cognitive functioning enhancement. This makes you a genius. I'm exaggerating, but if you're already smart, it's gonna make you a genius. Anyway, it just helps with the focus, clarity, and the ingredients that we use in here, like the cordyceps, the alpha size, like Infinergy. This is stuff that's really good for you overall. Like this, it's healthy for your body. I want you guys, I'm linking everything down below. Go and research the ingredients, okay? You could take 2 ingredients and be satisfied with an amazing product, but we have multiple ingredients. It's so good for you. But at the end of the day, this is amazing for cognitive functioning, enhancing and increasing cognitive functioning, learning, memorization, you know, helping fire up synapses lightning fast, you know what I mean? Helping the gray matter in the brain form. That's what this is all about.
And Mike does work a job where he is mentally active and pushing himself there, so we want him to be dialed in. That's why he's using Mental Jewels.
Exactly. And Nectar, which is organ support, because we all need, everybody needs that extra boost with organ support. Heart, lungs, liver, kidney. No one's thinking about that stuff, you know, but we're taxing it day in and day out. Even, you know, you gotta think about training. You're breaking down lactic acid, that's passing through the kidneys.
Training your body hard creates the equivalent of pollution in your body.
Right.
And that has to be cleaned up by your internal organs.
To be cleaned up. Even intaking protein is passing through everything. Like, and that's something you can't avoid. But we can help with that. We can help your organs function better with a product like Nectar. Nectar, in 2016, the end of 2016, I got a complete blood panel done, and things wasn't as good as I thought it was. Along with my nutrition, Nectar helped it incredibly. You know, this is something that I take. These products I take and Golden, which is super turmeric, I take every fucking day, and we got Big Mike taking it every fucking day.
Yeah, and the turmeric, to close it out, is very important for Big Mike, because as a bigger guy who's coming down and losing weight, these training sessions can be punishing on the joints.
100%.
Super turmeric, hydrocurc, that's found in Golden, the strongest turmeric in the world, literally 10 times stronger than any other turmeric.
Not exaggerating.
Yeah, this is clinically proven.
And there's only I researched, there's only about I only can find 3 products with that hydrocurc in it.
Yeah, it's a very rare ingredient. The people who hold the patents for it don't let just anyone handle it, but we're lucky to be one of those companies. This is a clinically proven and patented form of turmeric, of curcuminoid, that gets in the bloodstream and helps heal joints and inflammation throughout the entire body. So this is Big Mike's supplements, if you will. It seems like multiple things, but we're addressing all the angles.
But let me break this down. It seems like a lot, right? But it's really not. This is a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
That's it. This is in a glass of water. This is in a glass of water. These are products you're gonna stay, it helps keep you hydrated as well. And what I do is I'll take Mental Jewels and put it in sparkling water. So that's like a soda for me. You know what I mean? There's no sugars, no carbs, none of that. But it tastes fucking amazing and it's good. Getting a brain boost. I call that genius juice. So don't try to steal my names. I don't want to see no products out there coming out. But anyway, so these are things that things that you normally do, getting a drink, you're doing it here. Boom, another glass of water here. Boom. I mean, it's just Golden. It's the only capsules that we're prescribing for Big Mike. You know, 2 a day. And this is a post-workout shake. That's it. So it's not a lot. You know what I mean? So, and trust me, the flavors. I love this company. I love what we do. I'm super passionate about it and excited about it. And I'm gonna tell you why. Not only do we have amazing products with top-notch ingredients. Now I'm gonna tell you about ingredients real quick. I hate to sound like I'm selling you guys, because I'm not trying to sell you guys. I just want you guys to know why we're so excited about this. Let's say, I don't know, the Go BHB that's in here, right? We use patented ingredients. You look on the back of our labels, you see all the ingredients listed. You'll see TMs for trademarks, whatever. It's the difference of saying like ginseng or anything. Just take anything, right? You have a generic version. You have a patented ingredient, the actual legit Dandata version, right? So it's like saying, oh, I got some sneakers from where? I don't know, Payless or from Nike. You know what I mean? So we have the Nike of everything, the Apple of everything. You know, we're not using generic stuff that you could just find on Amazon in China.
And it's not just a brand name. These ingredients don't represent just a brand name that's fancy. They represent a purity standard. They represent a quality standard, and they represent being proven. Right. These ingredients have been tested.
And that's the key thing. Research the stuff. We'll link everything down below, but you'll see studies and tests linked to the claims that are made by these products and these ingredients. And it's all right here. That's why we're so fucking excited about it. And it's a pleasure to intake. It tastes good. That's the thing. Sean had to stop me from drinking too much nectar. You know what I'm saying? When we first came out with nectar, because it tastes so fucking good.
Kept putting us on stop.
Hey, well, what can I say? But anyway, listen, we're just super excited about this and passionate about it, and we want to educate. We're not trying to push this or market our product on anybody. We're just educating people on how important it is and how powerful these ingredients are. But now we're gonna shoot to the gym. We're gonna measure Big Mike and catch up with him. All right, because I know y'all don't want to see us. Y'all want to see Big Mike. This is a Big Mike show.
We'll see you there. What's your weight?
I was 299.2 yesterday, so I don't know. I ate.
When did you weigh?
In the morning.
You have a scale at home? Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. So you weigh when you wake
up.
up?
I took a picture because this dude won't believe me.
No, you have to. Yeah. Look, we were just talking about this. Our job is to help you not just stay accountable, but also track.
Okay.
If we're just on you, like do this, but we have no record of you doing it,
Right.
we really don't know any better than you do what the fuck's going on.
Right.
So Mike's making mental notes of what you're capable of in the gym. I'm gonna check and record your body fat right now, and we're gonna do it again next month.
Okay.
And again, you know what I mean? We're gonna keep checking this stuff because it's what lets us know that we're doing the right job for you.
Okay.
Right? So what I'm gonna do, we didn't measure your body fat when we started.
Right.
I just had your weight and circumference measurements.
Right.
Now I'm gonna start tracking your skin fold measurements too. So
Okay.
I'm gonna take 5 measurements from Big Mike that are gonna allow me to track the body fat that is over his muscles right now. So this subcutaneous fat, I can separate it away from the muscle like this, and then I can measure the thickness of it with these calipers in millimeters. I can then plug that into a formula and give us a good overview of your body fat, right? So I'm gonna start with the bicep. Have you ever had this done?
A long time ago.
Okay, cool. Relax your arm. So I'm gonna pull the body fat, the adipose tissue, away from the muscle, and I'm gonna measure the thickness of it with my calipers. So about 13 millimeters. I'm gonna record each of them so that I can calculate later. Now there's various different body fat tests you can use. Calipers are a great one because I can bring these with me anywhere. At my office, I have an InBody 570, which is an extremely accurate electronic machine, but these are handy. I've been using these for over a decade. In fact, this pair right here I've had for almost 5 years. I get a new one every few years because these springs wear out, but I can travel with this and I can get very accurate measurements. It's susceptible to the person who's measuring you not knowing what they're doing, but if you have a consistent person measuring you, consistent time of the day, you're gonna get a very accurate reading that's actually pretty close to a DEXA scan or getting hydrostatically weighed, so very accurate. Tricep next, 24 millimeters. Next I'm gonna do your quad. You can just pull the pant leg up, perfect. Now relax it, take the weight off it, shake it off for me real quick. There you go. 39 millimeters. And again, I'm gonna calculate a body fat number based off of all of this, but more importantly is it sets the stage for us to be able to continuously track this.
Gotcha.
Stomach, iliac right here. .31 millimeters. And last one will be your back. Turn around for me. You can just leave a shirt down, just like that. Now I want you to do a row for me with your elbows. Row your elbows back. Perfect. Relax. Relax all the way. There we go. 54. All right, so I have all the measurements that I need. Now we're gonna combine that with his weight, which was 299 pounds, 299 and some change. And I'm gonna extrapolate that into a formula and get his body fat percentage, which will tell us out of his 299 pounds, what percentage of it is lean muscle mass, what percentage of it is body fat, right? So that's what I'm gonna figure out now.
Okay. You know what I mean?
So 33.2%, that's your current body fat. Body fat levels over 35% is considered obese. 30% is technically obese, so it's like right in that range. Right. Our first goal is to get Mike under 30%, right? Okay. Under 30% body fat, your risk for diabetes, heart attack, and other significant risk factors, different types of cancers, goes down by like 50%. Wow. Just by being under 30%. Wow. That's a huge deal. That's our first goal. Okay. Eventually, we'd like to see you in what I consider to be optimal health, which is under 20% body fat. Okay. Right? It's not about being a bodybuilder, being shredded, being 6% body fat. Those things actually aren't even healthy. Right? Those are things that we pursue because some people want to compete or other things. But ideal health happens somewhere between 12 and 20% body fat for men. Okay. Right? Women's a little bit higher because they need to be for carrying children, but for you, somewhere between 12 and 20. 20 is going to be like, you're going to be like a different human altogether. Okay. The way you feel, the way you process food, the way you can work out, everything's going to feel different. Okay. So that's our long-term goal, is to get you down to 20%, somewhere closer to 200 pounds, right?
Is there a weight factor to that, or no? Meaning, so if you lose every 20 pounds, you lose X amount of body fat. It doesn't. There's no factor like this.
It's not.
We don't know if that can't prognosticate if you're going to lose muscle.
Right.
Right. Got you.
And you will lose some. You will lose some no matter what we do, because your body's going to change and adapt. But we want to minimize it. Okay. We don't want to lose every pound we lose, be losing a pound of muscle, because then we're actually hurting you. Right. Because every pound of muscle you have right now is actually helping you burn calories.
And another thing is the way I got you lifting on certain lifts, you're going to be building muscle.
Yeah.
So the weight may not shift as dramatically
Correct.
because you're maintaining and building muscle.
Right.
But the body fat will, and you're gonna look different.
That makes sense because for a while, right around 304, I was plateauing for maybe like a week, and then
Muscle growth is kicking up.
And then all of a sudden it just kicked in. Now dropped another 5 pounds over the last week or so.
Look, let me tell you guys this. So we didn't do a body fat measurement the first time around. I measured circumferentially. I took measurements around the waist and the arms, and I have all those. I guarantee you, based on my eye being pretty good, I've been doing this for over a decade, you would have been closer to 38, 40% body fat had I measured you on that day. I can visually see, because I haven't seen Mike in person. We've texted and emailed, but haven't seen you in person since then. You look different. Just you occupy less space right now. Like as an individual, you're taking up less room. That tells me that there's some serious recompositioning going on. At the same time as he's losing body fat, he's also gaining muscle. So yeah, your body fat can change without losing too much weight, because if you trade a pound of fat for a pound of muscle, you weigh the same, but you're denser. You're dense. Yeah, you have more density.
So are we saying that the body weight's going to slow down, or I mean, losing actual weight's going to slow down as we build more muscle, or what do we?
We're gonna get both. Yeah, we're gonna get both.
Okay.
Because there's enough weight to come off where we know for a fact that, we talked about this before, you don't see too many guys weighing 300 pounds and being 70 years old because they died already.
Right.
Their heart already gave out.
Right.
So we want to get you down. Even Mike doesn't want to be 250. Mike purposely lost a bunch of weight to feel better, to like streamline his body and increase his health. So why would we want to make you be 250? He didn't want to be 250.
Right.
You know what I mean? You guys aren't too dissimilar in height. So we want to get you down under 250 for long-term health. And that's something that I wanted to make sure you understand, is that as we're doing this, I want to make sure that all the routines and habits we're building in for you are things that are going to make you healthy in the long run too. Yeah. This is not just a quick transformation. This is a new life that we want to program.
Amen.
Right?